Very interesting problem. Make sure you read through it and try to attempt it yourself because it is super fun to do. If you don't understand it, you've come to the right place because we are going to solve for it right here, right now. So hopefully you've at least attempted it once and we can start going through it. What we want to do is write an instance method named transactionFee. That is what I have already down here. It's a Boolean because we'll get to why it's a Boolean in a second, but it's going to be placed inside of this class right here with all of these other methods, right? It's going to become our object's behavior. The method accepts a fee amount, so a real number as its parameter. It's going to be a double, and it applies that fee to the user's past transaction. So a fee is going to be applied once to the first transaction, twice for the second, and 3 times for the third, and so on. So this is based on how many times something is done. Think of a for loop. These fees are subtracted out of the user's overall balance. So when we're done, we're going to want to subtract them from our balance. If the user can afford this, we want to return true. If not, we want to set the balance to 0 and return false. So that's what we need to do. Hopefully that explained everything well. If you haven't tried it already, you can try it now. So the first thing that I want to do is look at how many transactions we have, because that's going to determine how many times we're multiplying our fee, right? I don't want to modify the actual field itself. It's good practice to make a local variable here. I'll call it t, and I'll set it equal to transactions. So double T is equal to transactions. I also want to total the fee sum, right, and compare that to our balance. So we'll do double, and we'll just have fee sum, and it's equal to 0. Now, let's have a for loop where we increment this fee. For, now we know we have some transaction amount. Let's count how many times this transaction is and run it down to 0. So we'll skip this part and we'll run this as long as our t is greater than 0, because once it hits 0, we know we're done with our transactions. Inside of here, we just want our fee sum to be incremented. So fee sum plus equals to our transaction number, t, times our current fee amount, how much it costs. Now we should have a check for our balance, right? So if our fee sum is less than our balance, right, think about what's going to happen. If our sum, the amount we have to pay, is less than balance, what happens? Well, if our fee sum is less than our balance, we are going to want to subtract our balance from the fee sum, of course, right? So we are going to set our balance, and we'll just do minus equals to our fee sum. That's the first part. And then we are going to want to return true, because we can't afford it. Otherwise, we are going to, let's do an else right here. I like to keep things organized. So else, we are just going to set our balance equal to 0, and then of course return the other one, which is false. We can end that else statement. That should end our method. Let's press submit. And if you have any questions, always leave them in the comments below. Pass 6 out of 6 tests. This is the code, and that is all for our 8.11 transaction fee bank accounts.